Good morning and welcome in our studio in Emmeloord. Today we have the workshop Cosplay. Now what is the workshop Cosplay? You know superheroes, right? Batman, Superman, Supergirl, Spider-Man, whatever. Cosplay is where people actually dive into those characters, create amazing costumes and really dive into the backstories. Now why a cosplay workshop with me? Very simple. In fashion photography, it's all about the clothing. It's all about showing something. But it's also, and that's what a lot of people don't understand, it's about storytelling. One of the best examples I always give people is the Marlboro Man. You didn't want to smoke because of smoking. You wanted to smoke because you wanted to look like the Marlboro Man, because he was the manly man. He was the man. And this is something that's very important and often forgotten nowadays. Now, when you look in magazines, when is the last time that you were really impressed by an advert? Well, probably some time ago. Although there are still good adverts out, nowadays it's all about the product and maybe a little bit of lifestyle, but you miss that real iconic picture, that real thing where you go like, wow, this is something that I will remember for the rest of my life, like for example the Marlboro Man. And there were many more. Think about the classic Coca-Cola commercial with all the people singing, the mixed community. That's the stuff that's all about that storytelling. So how does cosplay come into that? Well, because in cosplay it's all about storytelling, I try to give my students today an insight in, okay, so now we're going to shoot, for example, Supergirl. What is the backstory? How does her costume look? How does she pose? What does she do? So they have to do some investigation into that character. And then, of course, we're going to shoot the character. And the cool thing about cosplay is it's not about the model inside of the costume. It's actually about the whole setting. So, for example, the smoke. Maybe a wind machine or the backdrop or what we're going to do in Photoshop. It all boils down to only one thing. Making sure that, for example, Supergirl is really Supergirl and not a model in a suit. And that's what you see with a lot of cosplay. You see a model in a suit. Today it's not going to be about models in suits. It's going to be about shooting that character. And that means the students have to really deep, go literally to the border of their imagination. The cool thing is, as soon as you've done that, now it's easy to do that within your fashion shoot. So what you see with a lot of people that actually did the cosplay workshop is that they email me later on like, hey Frank, I got this fashion assignment and it was way easier to dive into like a backstory, create something. And that's the thing what it's all about today. In advertising, in commercial work, but also in a family portrait. You have to have connection, you have to have a click. And in a market that's overflown with photographers that have cameras, that call themselves professionals, you as a photographer have to stand out. And one of the things is storytelling, making that connection. So today, the cosplay workshop. Enjoy today's episode of Behind the Closed Doors. If you like what we do, subscribe to our channel, smash that like button because we really like that. And of course tell other people about it. Let's go. But before we start the workshop, I do have to do some retouching, but you also saw in the intro that at my house they're actually digging something in the garden. No, it's not fiber. We're still waiting for that. It's only a few weeks out, and a few weeks with me is like 2 or 3, but it's now like 6 weeks already. But hey, they promised before the end of the year, so let's hope. Anyway, so we're going to do something else. Now, you know the environment, right? The environment. We have to go green. We have to go, well, electric, right? And we have already a lot of solar panels. Actually, we have 47 solar panels. So we have an 11 kilowatt hour revenue on a very sunny day, which in the Netherlands, well, let me put it this way, we have enough power. So, if you followed previous vlogs, you actually know that we're looking at a new car. We already ordered a new car. It's going to be a Hyundai Ioniq, a blue premium one. So, really looking forward to this. But the delivery is going to be end of this year. Before the delivery, we of course have to have a charging point, and that's what they're actually now doing in the garden. Now, if you guys want to keep updated, I'm going to do several vlogs about that electric car. Just leave comments below. What do you want to know? What do you want to see? What do you want to hear about that electric car? Do you want to have just one small vlog where I go like, okay, this is it? Or do you want me to go a little bit more in depth, like why we choose a charging point? What are we going to do in our house? Because we're going to use a Maxim system. because we want to balance everything between. You know what? Just leave comments below if you're interested in that kind of stuff. And I will do separate vlogs about going electric with our car and how to do your energy management at home. And I'm not an expert, so you're going to get my views on that. So leave comments below if you're interested in that. For now, still have 1 hour left. Have to do some retouching and then do workshop cosplay. Enjoy today's episode. I know I will. Okay, that was the workshop cosplay, and of course you want to see the results, right? So here we go. Shots. Hey, tomorrow we have a really cool workshop at Studio 34. That's the Photics Pro Tour, and we already have everything ready for tomorrow, so let's see what we bring. So of course we're going to bring small strobes, but also our photics stuff. And this one I really like. That's the Spartan. It's like a beauty dish softbox combination. It's a fold up. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, but that's for tomorrow. Now I'm going home, editing the vlog for you guys. Oh, by the way, we also got our Sony A7RIII in today. So we only shot the second part of the workshop with that camera, but I can already tell you there's one thing they solved, which I'm really happy about. Now, of course, you want to know what that thing is that they fixed, right? Okay, I'm gonna tell you. Now, during workshops, I love to shoot tethered. Now, shooting tethered we normally, of course, do with a cable. But sometimes it's just easier to have small resolution images going to, for example, an iPhone, an iPad or your laptop. Sony had a great solution for this, called a smart remote. The only problem with the A7R II was that when you use smart remote, the EVF didn't work. In the A7R III, yes, it works. So now we can finally shoot tethered wirelessly, and they only transfer very, very small JPEG, so it's blistering fast. That's amazing. It's blazingly fast, by the way. Hey, if you like what we do, please subscribe to our channel, leave comments below, and of course smash that like button. See you again tomorrow.